2 in the morning, rest is getting harder.
Hello, welcome, Devil Sniper here, episode number 8, season number 1 of Saving Sampdoria, and by God, we will save Sampdoria, and hopefully at the same time save my job, because we really need to move up that table. At this moment in time, that table looks awful, so please just look away for a moment, even though our next game is actually against Helsingborgs, who is just above us in the table. But at the end of the day, you look at that table, just for a second, we're actually in there with a shout. As long as we can get a good little run going, we're still in there. We're still within touch and distance. The next probably 4 to 8 games are going to probably be the most important games of our season, because if we start to fall off, if we don't pick up any points, we are going to be in a world of actual pain. Even more so for me, because the one thing I don't want to happen is have a fantastic storyline with saving Sampdoria and get the sack. That would probably be embarrassing, to say the least. So I've got the faith. As I say, I still feel November, December is where we're going to see the growth within the players. And come January, February, I feel we're going to be flying, absolutely flying, he says, as we can see the 3rd minute goal. The defending there was absolutely atrocious. We left so many gaps. Rossini comes across. Look, Costa's diving in. But look at this now. Look how the back line has dropped perfectly. The CDM has dropped in. The Cam's dropped. The left midfielder, the right midfielder have all closed in, and it makes it so much easier for Diego Lezz to pick the ball up there. Marcelo breaks away with it. It was absolutely brilliant. We managed to get our game together, but it took us 25 minutes to settle into this game, because Helsingborgs played really well. As you can see, it's not from the want of trying. We're trying our damnedest, but they're just knocking the ball around well. They're closing the space down. They're just playing better than us. And you need that moment of inspiration, that one player to come up with a big run, with a big tackle, with a big pass, with a big goal. And we've got Eder dropping deep because he has to. Pedro gets onto the ball. He's dispossessed. But look, our boy Poli comes in, tries to turn inside, nearly loses the ball, picks it up, slots it home from 18 yards in the 45th minute. And you know then your luck's going to change when your talisman is playing that well from CDM. He made a blistering run, got on the end of it, and it just gave us that propulsion, that feeling that we could dig a result out of this game. As I say, Helsingborgs are literally just above us. I think they've got 1 point more than us. And in that first half, you felt like they were literally a top 6 side. They just played so well. But in the second half, we came out, we tried to step our game up, some sloppy play. But look who's getting in there. It's Poli again, pressurising their defence from CDM. He ran up and down the pitch all day long. He has a fantastic engine on him. He's absolutely freaking immense, and I felt it was time to bring on some pace, bring on some Max Clayton because he's got pace and agility, bring on Ed Casali because we just lobbed the ball straight over the top, bring on Vilhena because he can do that, create something out of absolutely nothing. He sits in the hole perfectly, absolutely perfectly. Edgar into Vilhena, and Vilhena is not afraid to shoot. He takes a pop, yes, it's from about 20-22 yards, and it's a little bit pointless, but it's the fact that he took the opportunity. If that taken a deflection had gone in, he would have been a hero. What I will say is, why did our keeper come out and just punch that? He could have taken that with both bloody hands, but he doesn't, and it nearly cost us. This is a big opportunity for Helsingborgs, and thankfully they slot the ball wide. But Edgar Sally getting in there, nice ball into Kare, and he goes forward, playing really well, turns back inside, feeds the ball into our boy Poli. Poli sticks onto his left foot, he slots it into the bottom left corner. It doesn't matter if it's his right foot, his left foot, his head. The boy is absolutely world freaking class, and I've got to say, he is fast becoming my favourite player in this team so quickly. Don't get me wrong, Vilhena's coming, and I think he's brilliant. We've got some great players already in the side, like Icardi. And even Costa's good. Even Rossini at the back is good. But my God, Poli is just a different level of player. He just has this immense stamina. His stamina statistics are a lie. Everything that you see on his statistics is just a blatant lie. He's 100 times better than his actual squad report will ever show. He honestly is just immense. I absolutely astounded at how much fun he is to play with. In a CDM role, he just seems to do so much work. It's ridiculous. And the one thing that we've done against Club Brugge, which is, to be honest with you, in the first half, as you're pretty much seeing, is struggle. Club Brugge just knocked the ball around for fun. They were absolutely brilliant. They closed down all the space as we didn't have our talisman. We didn't have him on the pitch. And it showed. We didn't have any runs from the deep, but we had Tizzy, who was sitting deep, and he was doing a fantastic job. But look at this from Dennis the Menace. Sticks onto his left foot. Oh my days. Vilhena can take shots. Dennis, the Menace, can take shots. Look at that bend at the last second. Absolutely audacious. But it's audacious because it actually, I think it hits the elbow of the actual defender when he slides in. But that's not the point. I don't care. It was a fantastic finish. Dennis the Menace gets on the ball again, sticks it into Pozza, and he just slots it home. It's unbelievable. We've got Eddie Edda. Sorry, I have got my little nicknames for the boys. You know, we've got Edda, little Eddie Edda, who is fantastic at dropping deep. We've got Pozzy, who just seems to move fantastically well. It really is surprising how much of a good player. And honestly, Dennis the Menace at this moment in time is fantastic. Not as good as Vilhena, I will definitely say, nor my boy Polly, because he's just fantastic. But Enad, look at that for a shot. Tizzy, look at this, coming from deep, a really bad first touch. But who's first to react? Who's the first to react? It's us! It's us! And in the 90th minute, you know, taking the game 3-1 against Club Brugge is a huge result. I mean, this is a absolutely season-changing result, and that's reflected by the man of the match. He was immense in the second half. He literally dominated. He dropped deep, he picked the ball up, he distributed it, and he slotted 2 wonderful goals home. Don't get me wrong, Dennis pushed him hard, pushed him real hard for that man of the match, but it was fantastic. And I think that's reflected in the table. I mean, it does not get better than that. We're now really in there with a shout. Our form is just absolutely fantastic. But Santos... Is it Santos Laguna? What a side. Unbelievably defensive-minded side. They really, really are a very defensive-minded side. They just defended deep. They defended in numbers. And when they did break, it was literally, you know, sloppy football from ourselves. Giving the ball away, probably due out of frustration. Yeah, Santos Laguna. Really nice side. I've got to say, they frustrated more than anything. They really frustrated us. So hard to break down that it was so difficult to make anything happen. And it was us who gave the ball away. It allowed them to come through. Pedro gets in there. The player knocks the ball away. And Pedro sort of goes down heavy on his arm. So I'm a little bit worried about that, because Pedro at this moment in time is playing absolutely fantastically. And the one thing I don't need is any injuries, because we don't have the greatest depth. We do have depth, but we have depth of players who haven't grown. And Pedro's starting to grow, like with Polly, you know, and Rossini. They're all starting to grow. And look at that. That's the most exciting moment we could muster in the second half, just due to the frustration of the way Laguna played. They were just so defensively minded. It was horrible. Probably the worst game I think I've ever had the misfortune of playing in. But it's one of those things at the end of the day. It's one of those things that comes with the territory. And when your goalkeeper and your centre-back are both sharing the Man of the Match award, it's quite embarrassing. That shows you how bad the game actually was. As you can see, Pedro is out for 2 months, which is absolutely guttering. That is a real kick in the nuts. An absolutely huge kick in the nuts. Because he's playing really well. He's been playing so well. We have a nice little quartet of players that we can interchange into certain positions. So I decided to take the opportunity to sim the game against Legia Warsaw and hopefully pick up a decent result. As you can see, the boy Vilhena scoring 2 goals goes to speak volumes for how he's going to progress. And let's have a quick look at that table just to see what an impact our current form is now having on the league. And it's magnificent. Absolutely magnificent. Our fortunes have now changed.